My name is Rhapsody, his name is sneakyteak, and welcome back to Ladder Streak for Season 6. That on Spire with Friends, but more on Spire with Friends in just a moment. Before that, we need to get to the with friends of Spire with Friends. Hey, Teak, how's it going,
No
bud?
rivals.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
Raps.
No rivals
Yeah.
allowed. We were told by Chrono himself.
That's right. That's right. There's rules in this game. It's going really well. I mean, I said it to you off camera, but I am equal parts elated and nervous, you know, for sure. But that's good. It's good. Having a little bit of butterflies as a creator is a sign that you're doing something interesting, I think. So I'm stoked.
It's definitely true, and I echo exactly the same feeling. Like over the course of last week, obviously we had the prologue last week. That'll be linked in the description down below. That is a description of the kind of rules of Slay the Spire with Friends rather. Demonstrates all of the things that we are going to be kind of taking for granted as knowledge that you will have over the course of the rest of the series, because it wouldn't really make sense to slow down so much to re-explain the consistent elements consistently, you know. We have the little considerations that had been made for the development of the series, and that is we are going to be able to live direct effectively. If I need to see what Teak's up to, I'm just going to hop across the screen. I'm just going to show good old Kevin up there in the top right. Obviously, sneakyteak's name up in the top left. And then if we need to go back to me, well, it's just a simple click of a button. Oh,
Easy as pie.
the absolute easiest. Would you like to tell us some of the less meta considerations that we're making for Spire with Friends, specifically how we can handle the rotation and things like that?
Sure. So, first of all, just to kind of address the elephant in the room for us, this is totally unprecedented content, which means it leads to all sorts of unanswered questions. One of the first of which is a simple logistical one. How do we manage rotation? There are 4 main characters in vanilla Slay the Spire. There are 20 Ascensions, Ascension 1 through Ascension 20. So naively, you can make a ladder streak to where you rotate all 4, hitting each character 5 times. But what about when you're playing cooperative Spire, Spire with friends? You've now got 4 characters for both people. What's the right way to do that rotation? I am not going to list out the exact rotation because I don't think that would be useful, but suffice to say, our goal was to maintain wraps rotating through the characters for consistent variety, to hit every unique combination twice, of which there are 10, and for both of us to play both sides of the matchups at least once. So we devised a way to do this that we thought was rational, and we will probably describe it in the description or somewhere else, but we're going to start with Rhapsody on Ironclad and me on Silent, and then we'll rotate Rhapsody through Ironclad, Silent, Defect, Watcher, while doing some jump skips from my side so that we hit every combination. So that's how we're going to do the rotations. Both of us play every character 5 times, just like in a regular ladder streak. Did that make sense, Raps? Did I capture that?
Definitely.
That made sense? Okay, cool.
It is a non-standard rotation, but it will ultimately, over the course of the 20, get us to 5 each, as well as playing either side of each.
I don't see your lobby.
I think it's maybe because I turned it on private for a second there, hoping that you would just be able to join it, but...
Boom.
Excelente.
So before we dive into this one, there is one other big thing that we wanted to talk about, which is the other half of what I said. As far as I'm aware, no one has ever made anything like this, which is really exciting. And I'd love to see more live directed, multi-perspective kind of content like this, because I think we're kind of trailblazing, which is really exciting. That means we get to make something really new and cool for all of you. It's a new way to look at a familiar game and Slay the Spire. It's a way for us to deepen our collaboration, our coordination, right? It's a way for us to learn more about the game and the ways that the characters play off of each other. It also means that there's going to be some rough edges as we figure out exactly how we want to broadcast this. And so we've done some planning in advance in terms of how we think we should run it, what some natural transition points are. But I imagine that over the first several episodes, we're going to be learning a lot about exactly how it's working. So I don't want to open Pandora's box, but obviously the comment section exists. We're both pretty good about reading comments. If you have constructive thoughts about, what transitions you thought were good, where the coordination is really working, or where you might have liked to see the other perspective, let us know. And we're going to be reviewing these as well to try to make sure that it is as clean of a cinematographic experience as we can make it. That word I can't say ever. I can spell it, but I can't say it.
It's impossible.
It's not a real word, I think.
Cinematographic?
Because
Cinematographical
is a
map.
word.
Is that it?
I think it's cinematic topographical map. That's right. I think that's the word. All right.
It's like a.
Have we
like
covered all the ground?
We definitely have. It's like a more complex version of banana. Like, where do you stop? How many extra syllables are in there?
Banana. Yeah.
A holy warrior wielding a banana.
Oh man. Wielding. Okay. This is it. This is episode 1, dude. Oh my gosh.
I'm so psyched. I am almost taken aback in terms of ability to speak. Hopefully I managed to regain that over the course of this. Hey, have we got a consideration of which of us is going to want the removal versus the obtain random rare?
Yeah, so the stronger option here, I think, is random rare relic. Both of us benefit equally from removing in the early game. Perhaps Silent slightly more so, actually, because Silent's deck is very defense dense, right? Because you've got not only your equal amount of strikes and defends at 5, but you've also got 2 more defensive cards in Neutralize and Survivor. So I would lean towards removal being slightly more useful for Silent, but I think that the question that we should really ask is who needs the power of the rare relic for their path? Because I think we should try to take some aggressive elite paths. It's Ascension 1, right?
That is a good point, well made. It's worth noting this one here in the center is a question mark, which will give us a normal enemy before it gives us the elite as the third.
Ooh, that's kind of cute. And so someone could what about this option? One of us goes from this side and goes first. So you get elite, and then you get a question mark, and then you proceed up through the fire, right? And you've got option to take more elite up top. And the other person crosses, right? And gets the 2 elites in a row here after a fire, and probably after this merchant.
Sorry, it's the complete opposite. The first will be the normal enemy, then an elite afterwards. So it'll be this one first.
I thought this was a question mark. Oh, okay. So we can't get this elite, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, we would need a third player in the map to get that elite. But I do like this idea. It's just the second person would also approach from this direction, because they just get a free relic if the Emerald Elite has been cleared. And then one person can go up here for the extra elites, and the other person can go out here for the extra elites.
I guess these arrows will get kind of crazy, right? We might have to give them some numbers.
Just a bit, possibly, yeah.
Yeah. But I love this marking up the map part. It's really, really, really helpful for coordination.
Could not agree more.
Let's see. How can we maximize? Because we don't always have to cross each other too, right? Like, there's certainly an option for one of us to just take the empowered elite and cut left and get 2 elites, and then for one of us to get 2 elites, including the empowered elite, up in this top right. I think that this is a really compelling path up at the very, very top right of the map, where you're hitting these 2 late elites here. It's low on fires, and so
see, the thing about that is, like, both of those elites have a single item behind them.
Yep.
Which makes me feel like
elites are better than items. This is one thing that I've been reminded while playing Spire with friends in our little bit of foray so far, is that if you're strong at elites, the elite is much better than the item, because the elite is the item and a card and money and potions, right? And it's a green key or something in this case, right? So if one of us were to dip more into relics and less into fighting elites in Act 1, it would probably be me as Silent. But it's going to depend on if you find some good solid damage commons, right? If you can pick up a cleave and an answer to tri-sentries and a wild strike or something, then you're probably okay.
Yep.
Okay. There's an option, which is an interesting one, which is if we think that merchants are really important, then we can have one of us start on the bottom left and hit this merchant, and have the other one start on the bottom right and hit this merchant, and then both of us are prepared really for elite fights.
Who would want to hit? Well, because like there's a dead courier space on the path there. If you are trying to save up money for the merchant,
I know. Super early, right? Yeah.
Just feels
Let's
like
stick
a
to
bit
this
of
left side
time.
plan. Let's stick to this left side plan with a little bit of interweaving with those two spaces, and let's seek for both of us to fight at least 2 elites. And let's go that I think that you should take a rare relic and I should take a removal. That I think will make you slightly stronger than me in the beginning, but that also is good because that means hopefully you can more easily fight elites, and I can start making a deck which is a bit more tuned. Good for silent.
What the heck? Obtain 3 shivs is one of the consequences here.
Does it like just go into my deck? That's interesting. That's pretty rough.
Well, it is and isn't, right? Like, for Feel No Pain Ironclad, if I have, like, a reasonable amount of draw, it can be a break even for me, possibly.
Actually, you know what? You might be right. Shivs might be good for you right now, just as damage saturation. Yeah. Do you want shivs?
Kind of, yeah.
Take some shivs, buddy. I get no penalty that way, so it works for me. Okay. So then, I think that we need to send you through a merchant so that you are prepared with as much power as possible to be able to take on this empowered elite.
Can I contrast that by saying I think that if I start here and then just curl up these lines, I take out enemy. I try and leverage the power of my burning blood. I've got Lizard Tail to try and drag me through the Emerald Elite, possibly.
Oh, Lizard Tail is really good. I think I have fun little observation from my personal Ascension 20 experience. Lizard Tail both increases the chance that I win a run very substantially, while also frequently being unused. Because what happens is it lets you take greedier paths. You can take more elites, and you end up being stronger. And so you end up winning even without using it. So no, I didn't see that you had gotten Lizard Tail. Yeah, that's going to be huge for you. Sure. Okay.
Yeah, so I would just go for a bunch of fights here. And if I feel decent, I can do that or that.
I'll hit the merchant, and then I might tail you to take the mix of fights and elites, and then we'll still do this crossover event that we planned.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
Let's do it up. Man, this is why we're doing this. I think it's just so cool.
I love having these shivs actually just decreasing the cost of my average hand a little.
Yeah, it's probably actually going to make you better for the first few fights.
Ooh.
Oh, that's huge. You're going to take that hemo, right? You've got it. New hemo is ridiculous. There's your damage. Like, you're ready.
I'm ready to go to the moon, basically.
It's moon time. It's safe to say that it's moon time. My fights are going to take longer, which is perfect, because there's a synchronization element for us anyway. Which is me tailing you. Yo. Okay. When you're at Ascension 1, do you take the floor 1 footwork here over damage? Especially with me tailing you on elites? You do, right?
Yeah.
I've got to think you do. I've got to think that this is a I need to be ready to fight elites in its Ascension 20 plan, but because we're co-op, we can manage my path a lot more. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty good idea. This burning pact here. If I get exhaust synergy, oh gosh.
I hope you do. I hope that happens, because I think that would be really rad. Man, I'm inclined to take that battle trance pretty frequently.
Yeah. We've got one other draw card in the entire deck. We don't have a Dark Embrace or anything like that. It's definitely my biggest
It's a one of a kind. It really is. And in the uncommon pool, you may never see it again. I'm tailing you. I wanted the dregs of your fight. I wanted your post-fight fight. It's a fight.
Did it get you a question mark?
No. I took the fight after your fight. The one that was just like 3 fights in a row. We put fights in your fights. That's what I'm trying to say.
So you can fight whilst you fight.
Mm-hmm.
Very considerate exhibit.
Kind of you. Who's our boss again? We've got Slime Boss.
Yes.
What's your split on those?
My split on the slime boss?
No, on your picks there.
I'm like 0% pommel, and I'm question mark % for True Grit and Carnage. I feel like I have a lot of damage density in the deck already, but Carnage would cap that. Like it finishes my exploration in that area. True Grit is
kind of
defense.
the new Carnage, though, right? That's the thing.
How many upgrades am I liable to get?
Both of us are planning to take fairly upgrade low paths unless I go ahead and go down the middle and take 3 fires in a row. And there are some fires hidden behind fights. But they're all on the right, aren't they? Yeah, there's like this elite over here with the fire behind it.
The low upgrade density makes me feel less good about True Grit, but it also makes me feel less good about Carnage, so...
I like unupgraded True Grit, by the way. I frequently don't upgrade True Grit, so... If you need block, it's good. Hemokinesis is so strong, it'll carry your big hit number quite well.
Mm-hmm. Yes!
Yo, you got Shining Light right there?
Shining Light!
Yes. Let's go. Wait, that was Shining Light for me. Do we know that that's always the case? I also got Shining Light there. It's the same seed. So we should, with similar outcome, this will be a cool investigation because knowing what kind of events we're going to get could be a way for us to take the character who's kind of lagging behind and be like, well, am I going to get Nilri's Codex? You know, it's kind of, that's actually a really cool kind of coordination mechanism.
We'll have to see if it occurs like that many more times because that'll give us the information.
Yeah. There's some interesting kind of emergent metagame to this, isn't there?
Definitely.
Because of the shared seed. Meta.
Meta?
Meta gaming. Oh, man. Oh, that's okay. You'll still get lethal here, right? With the upgrade? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's just not on second turn, so hardly useful at all. Oh, man. I'm just being given power after power after power after power.
You've got mad potions, too. You're in a really strong position. Just take the most aggressive line that you can take.
I think I will.
Whatever that looks like. Whatever that looks like, just take it. Okay, so you went left side and you're going to take... Okay, I think that I might be able to get strong enough to fight 2 late elites. But I'm going to need some upgrades, probably.
Yeah, those are over on the right side as well. Would you open this fight with the Hemo? Or would you wait for the Bash vulnerability? There's also a
thinking really hard about burning a colorless potion here. And that might tell you what you want to do. Because if it's draw, you'll play it on this turn to see if you can bash Hemo. If it's upgrades, that might have something to do with it. With the bomb, I think you play the bomb and then you pass a couple turns, right? That way
makes
you
it
can get
easier
back to it.
For a stall plan.
That was a nice draw. $14, $9, $23. Hey! Hey, it's your boy. Okay. Man, that couple upgrades is so good. It really is strong.
34 HP left on Archibald in turn 2. Well, not turn 2, but turn 2 of it being awake.
bomb strong. I would hold that fire potion for slime boss. Hey, I think you can afford to eat some health here. Were I playing as you, which I am playing as you, and us, and we. So, update from Tiki Land. I've got fairly, like, stock standard. I picked up a footwork and upgraded it. I've got a well-laid plans. I picked up a backflip. Notably absent from my deck, damage. I took one all-out attack and upgraded it, so in hope that that will prepare me for slime. But I'm going to have to lie, cheat, and steal to find more damage to put in this deck. To the point to where I'm considering this choke. What do you think about that?
So usually when I take choke, it's because I have a plan for how to play a couple 0 cost in a turn, whether or not it's a shiv, whether or not it's like I've got like a bunch of I can't believe escape plan, things like that, right?
Yeah. But I know that you fought Lagavulin, and I'm planning to fight 2 elites. My second one will be Lagavulin. And what choke says notably is when upgraded, continue doing damage when your strength goes down, which is a thing, right? But yeah, I agree. Right now, the deck is not in a fantastic position to take advantage of more than 1 or 2 card plays off a choke. It's just basically a carnage, is the way that we should look at it.
How close is your elite?
So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm here. I think that I'm planning to take 1 more upgrade, which may be choke, and then go this way. And if I'm feeling okay at this point, path through them both. If I'm feeling bad, maybe take 1 elite fight, which should be Gremlin, and then go left, or go this way and take just an empowered Gremlin. I feel fairly confident that I can manage one of those 2 things.
Yeah, if you want the opportunity of possibly going out to the right and taking the empowered later on, then you want the choke here in the upgrade.
Yeah, I want the opportunity for the opportunity. You know what I mean? That I'm always so tempted by Act 1 Barricade, but it's like it's usually such a trap. Toy warning? Whoa.
Anti-attrition.
So I got a horn cleat from a treasure chest. Ooh. That's interesting. You haven't seen that. You got a bunch of other stuff.
I wouldn't turn that down though.
Did you look at all 3 potions, or did you just buy 2?
I bought 1 because I had 2 at the time.
Bought 1. Okay, and it was the deck spot. Whoa, I got a ghost in a jar out of that. Okay, we can take elites. Taking elites.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Can we get a hell yeah check on that, please?
Hell yeah.
It's just always worth being sure, you know?
I would agree. Oh, I made a grand finale. Huh.
How have you made a grand finale? Oh, right.
With the metamorphosis. Dang it. I should have noticed that because I should have played Acro, but I didn't. And that's okay. BM Dex potion. It's kind of whack. Calcs. There's definitely a lot of, because we're kind of converging and diverging, there's a lot of screen gazing as we solve our individual fights, which is kind of a fun thing. I can tell when it gets a little lull that both of us are just crunching numbers. How many does it take?
There is definitely part of that I'm already feeling on Ascension 1. I feel like I'm going to increasingly feel as we go through the rest of the Ascensions. Hopefully all of the rest of the Ascensions. And that is...
Fingies crossed.
We'll see. And that in particular is that I am finding it difficult to consider all of the different things. Instead, I'm definitely just getting to like the instinctual point of I'm pretty sure this is the right play, and then just like a rudimentary comparison. Right? Exactly.
That might kill us. Oh, I got that. Okay, this is where you have to look at my screen.
Do it to it.
Beautiful. Thank you. I'll be here all weekend. That's so ridiculous. Made a grand finale with Metamorphosis, lined up a heel hook for the perfect draw after backflip, playing a grand finale. It's so good.
Horn
Makes me feel
Fleet.
silly for using the Dex potion, but we'll take it. We take these.
I think I'm damage dense enough that I don't need an anger, despite the fact that I have a lot of draw.
Because of shivs?
No, because of like hemo.
Yeah.
Well, I guess shivs are part of it.
What's your scaling plan? None yet.
None yet.
You anti-scale. You have metallicize and disarm to buy yourself time. That's
Yes.
probably good enough. I am a little worried about your phase 2 for the slime boss, but you know what's really good in phase 2? Fire potion to make phase 2 smaller. And also, actually, that Heart of Iron is a ridiculous potion. You might be okay. Might just make it. Might just. Potions have been. I'm definitely feeling reminded in this run that sometimes the strongest card is a potion.
Mm-hmm. It's just been getting them fast and furious and footloose. So damn many. Wait, so that was my 3rd elite? Yeah. Hey, you're outpacing me right
strong.
now as well.
I have no clue how I managed to do that, but oh, dude, your shop is huge. Oh my. Oh my, dude, your shop is big.
It's so big. How do we want to go to space?
I feel like Feel No Pain is one of your missing ingredients here.
Mm-hmm.
I really
definitely.
do. I really do. It turns your shivs into meaningful cards as you progress through them. It helps answer one of my questions about Slime Boss, which is how the hell are you dealing with phase 2, right? You've now, slimes are at least block cards. It's a solid upgrade target. But if you buy that, you've got 200 gold left. The only relic you can buy is a Kim-X. So you're giving up on the Kunai or the Frog plan, which might be okay.
Kunai is, like, we are currently in a deck where I have 3 shivs and an anger and a decent amount of draw. So, like, Kunai is already feeling like, hey, that's in actually a really good position. But I do feel like it accomplishes a lot of the same thing that we're accomplishing with Feel No Pain, but on a delay.
Yeah. Kunai is weird on Ironclad because Anger is a great example of a card to where you look at it and you're like, oh, it should be good for Kunai. But you know what happens when you play a lot of Anger? You don't have defense in your hand. You know, and it's like, and that's fine because what Ironclad does is at that point just win. But Anger and Kunai can be kind of a weird marriage, actually.
Yeah, I find when I take Kunai on Ironclad, a lot of the time I end up with 3 copies of Iron Wave in the deck, and it's just so that I have a payoff for it eventually. Although I'm looking at this Chem-X and I'm like, Ironclad loves Chem-X. Like, if I find a Whirlwind...
Defect. I think Defect loves Chem-X more than any other class. But Whirlwind is obviously incredible, right? You could do that. I think you would be remiss to not take a removal here, since you do have them for 50 Gs.
Yeah,
and just cutting strikes is pretty good for you.
The worlds where we take blood for blood, because we've got, 3 sources of anti-attrition, like the ultimate anti-attrition. I undie, obviously Burning Blood, Toy Ornithopter as well.
Right.
And then we've also got the self-damage already in Hemokinesis and the fact that we're not hugely defending just yet. It could be
like
more
that play.
dense
I like card
damage.
removal to remove a strike and then maybe blood for blood. That doesn't leave you with enough for Exhume, but that's okay. You don't actually have a great Exhume. Well, no, Exhume Disarm is really strong, but...
Then the final is, do I take the
T-Cloud?
power through?
Power through? You don't have like Evolve or anything yet, right? You don't have a second wind?
I don't, but I also don't have much dense defense. Like, I've got single,
Yeah.
well, multiple times per turn, but single per turn,
Honestly, a lot of the times in an early part of a run, I find that a power through looks a lot like a panic button. You just play it, full block a turn, and then win, right? And it doesn't matter that you put wounds in your deck, so I like it.
I think we're aggressive
and you
enough
can often
to do that.
find cool ways to use it later on, too. I would agree. Dude, I'm loving this. I'm loving this experience of where it kind of feels like a LAN party.
It does!
Yo, how do I set this up? How do I play this line? It's totally LAN. That's funny.
Are we playing CS 1.6 first, or are we going for Source? Like, I'm fine
Take a
either
look
way.
at
I
his
just need to...
build.
No! What?
2 feel no pain better than 1. You didn't take that. Did you or did you not take the True Grit? You did, right?
Yeah.
You did. You did. Nice. Your deck is gonna be nuts.
I just need to find some damage scaling, and I'm already kind of like there.
Yeah. How to Kill a Looter. A treatise.
Ah, yes, that's that famous book. To Kill a Looter.
It's one of my favorites. I was trying to figure out how to make an event play on Boo Radley, but I couldn't find the mechanism.
I was trying to remember what's the name of the
names.
novel that was released from her estate relatively recently, like The Watchmen, the Who Watches the Watchmen, I think it was.
Is that I hadn't heard of that actually. That's cool.
Apparently it's in the same universe as well.
This universe?
Yeah, well, I mean, contiguous with characters that existed
right.
in...
I see what you're saying. With the same fictional... Yeah, because it was definitely Earth. I mean, there's no doubt. I like a Flying Knee. I like a one-off Flying Knee. Don't sleep on a Flying Knee. Flying Knee's good. It's a good card. Take it.
Definitely don't need to sleep on it. So I've got a couple options here to be able to send you. Like Power Through, Thunderclap, True Grit, the Toy Ornithopter, or any of my potions. Do you need the Fire Potion for a better split on the Slime Boss?
Gosh, if you are confident in your ability to win, it would be really strong for me. That being said, I do have a Ghost in a Jar. I would rather us be able to carry that all the way to the heart, but I can survive a crush. But yeah, it would make my fight much safer. Absolutely. Because my deck is not very damage dense, even still. It's got a lot of like small scaling on mitigation options.
I feel like I can do it without the pot.
Do you need to wait there for me to come and throw something your way? You know what? It might be a good idea, actually. All I have to do is beat Lagavulin here, and then we can synchronize our couriers to see if there's something that we can send to you. Okay. So, because you're planning to send me a potion, I should plan to use a potion here, and I'm thinking about using a power potion just to see if we can get a stronger setup off of it. And I do like double footwork. What we've got working here is we've had A removal and, like I said, a lot of mitigation options. Footwork, after image, consistency, well-laid plans, acrobatics, backflip. And really all we have to work with damage-wise is all-out attack, choke, and flying knee. Choke will go a long way, but we need to find ways to feed it and to get enough damage out of it. There's even a chance that we might end up having to use an attack potion. So Infinite Blades is actually solid, right? Like, and it gives us a way to go off with our choke. We probably want to open turn 1 so that we get Horncleat value on turn 2. And so I think that would be a strong consideration is turn 1, just go Infinite Blades, play the well-laid plan, hold choke, and like play, you know, all-out attack and Cloak and Dagger, or maybe play choke well-laid and hold on to all-out, something like that. I think we need the damage.
Yeah, agreed. I would have wanted Infinite Blades out there, definitely.
Oh, and that gives us one more choke proc too. Okay, this is best.
This also doesn't have the possibility where all-out attack discards the choke you were attempting to hold.
That's the thing I was worried about, right? Because I think that's a pretty bad outcome, actually. Like, I'm worried about being able to do enough damage. We'll survive, but I'm worried about being able to do enough damage. It was a good turn. I guess we will let survive. Yeah, we can let Survivor die. Give it the coin flip.
An unfortunate one.
I think we've made it. Have we made it enough that I get to block? Sheesh. Tough, right? I guess I could block with After Image, play After Image, Strike, Shiv, and A defend.
Is After Image likely to give you more defense than just an extra defend this turn? The extra defend is 8 HP.
No, the consideration for playing it here is to have one less non-damaging card in the redraw.
Oh, okay.
So I actually think we get slightly more block by just playing 2 defense. In fact, we definitely get more block by playing 2 defense.
Yeah.
But After Image turns the damaging into block, and reduces our redraw clutter, right? So that's the consideration there. And then we would only take, see, it's 20, so we're playing 8 plus, we'd get 11 here. We take 9 versus taking 4, but then we can play out full damage from there. Heck, maybe we even skip after image and just play defend, strike, strike, shiv, take 12 instead of 9. Yeah.
Part of me wants to advise defend, strike plus, and then hold the shiv for the extra 5 damage
choke.
from choke. Because your choke turn is going to be like mana constricted. It's the big problem you're going to run into there.
Yeah, you're right. And we get, that's a significant amount of damage, actually.
Oh, you have the flying knee, so you could have even put out an after image, but this is a strike, I think.
Yeah, I like this better. I think we're going to be right up against the, I would rather take a few damage here. I would rather take a few damage here than take another round or 2 of 20s. So,
hey, payoff.
Heck yeah, heck yeah, double shivs. That's going to be just enough. That's going to be like perfect, because we're about to be doing 5s with these, and we're getting an infinite blade. Perfect, perfect. In fact, we could have played after image based on that outcome. GG. Thanks for synchronizing those, and we get a Vajra out of it.
My pleasure.
Offered a doppelganger or a deadly poison, and with this deck, I think we click on the deadly poison, and then now we can courier together. Our first shared courier in a ladder streak, and oh boy, it's a spicy one.
Ain't it just? Ooh.
We can start doing some silly stuff.
We definitely can.
So it's funny because after image is a very breakable card. Like if you think you're going to pick up Juggernaut. And I might not need that mitigation, and if you do, then I could send it your way, because honestly, footwork, well-laid plans, and what we've got going will usually be enough.
We are definitely in the world where if I see a Juggernaut, I'm taking a Juggernaut. We've got 2 Feel No Pains, we've got a Metallicize, we got it, right? It
would be one of the bustedest runs ever. It would be so cool. I would be happy to part with After Image, particularly if you can help me fix my concerns for Slime Boss, which is a bit more front load, like if you feel safe throwing Fire Pot my way, or if you have any other, like, is there an attack card that's available for you to send to me?
There is. I have a Thunderclap in mind that I could send over. It's very small, but it's got a vulnerable that it applies. It's not nothing, but it's damned close.
Yeah, and maybe my best option actually is to reduce and try to lean on Deadly Poison and Friends as I find more of them, right? Like, certainly I can do that. I've only got the 1 for now, but this would have to be something like a Carnage, I think, right?
Yeah, if you had more than 1 in your Deadly Poison set, like if you had like a kind of like Poison core kind of up and running, I think I would actually be in the world where I might suggest, hey, that Vajra might be a tool for me possibly, but no, I don't think we can do it yet.
I really want to give you this Vajra, but I would agree that it's part of the just enough package for me for right now. I think I could maybe live through Slime Boss using potions without it, but then I think literally we're asking to die in Act 2 until I get some more stuff online, right? So, yeah, no, big agree.
Let me send you that Fire Pot.
Thank you.
So we can then see it appear on Teak's screen. And...
Do you want this after image while it's here?
I think so, because we don't want to end up in a position where I do find Juggernaut, and then later we have to suddenly get the after image across to me. That's a bit harsh to try and do.
Yeah, and I think that I have lots of tools to survive. And actually, right now, I'm not in a position for after image to be great. Like, I need to upgrade Cloak and Dagger. I need to get some more removals. By the time after image is incredible, like where it's helping me block a lot against the heart, I'm confident that I can build more mitigation, right?
Yep.
Cloak and Dagger actually isn't bad for you either, but I think I need to hold. I think that's a pretty good courier.
That's probably a good idea.
Part of it, I have to fight because so badly, I just want to help you make the most busted, ridiculous deck ever, you know? But I also have to make sure both of us survive in the interim, which is, that's the balancing act.
Yeah, if I didn't start with these shivs, I would have been trying to do the same to you as soon as I saw Feel No Pain and go, Teak, you can take the Feel No Pain from me, and then suddenly, shivs, you're going to the moon.
But this is cool. This is cool. It's pushing us in that way, right? This is why I like a little randomness, is it encourages you to do new things. Okay, Are you ready to boss? I think we're ready.
I am ready to boss. Who should boss first?
I want to see you boss because I feel a little bit out of the loop with your deck. I want to see you boss.
Okay.
And then we'll run.
To take that bash upgrade first, though. Oh!
Nice. Nice.
Thunderclap bash. All right. No feel, no pain for me.
I think you're right. I think you skip this feel no pain, right? Because you're just maximizing damage, especially since you don't have the fire pot. Interesting. Nice. This might be the feel no pain to play.
Yeah. It's nothing I can really do with the rest of it.
Rotation.
I don't think I leave the shivs in rotation either. It's just, I don't think I leave the disarm in rotation.
You can afford to play that. Yeah, I agree. Do you want to play a shiv and True Grit and get crushed?
7, 10, 10, 10. So I have 37 damage here. Which does take the enemy below their split point. It's just, it's not a great split point. But then I've got Hemokinesis to try and half split another unit again. I think I can survive on that line.
What about this? Hear me out. I think your phase 2 is going to be nasty. But...
Strike, Shiv, True Grit.
You have a Heart of Iron, which I honestly think there's a very good chance you'll need to play to survive phase 2 anyway. If you strike, you've got Vajra. So what? Your Shiv is hitting for 7, and your strike is hitting for
10.
10. Okay. So they're down to 78. Not quite split. You've played a True Grit, which is 7 block. The Shiv and the True Grit are another 6 block. 7, 6, 13 plus Heart of Iron is what? 8? Or is it 6?
6 metallicized.
Okay. 7, 6, 13, 6, 19. Enemy hits you for only 14.
I really think I want to live in the world where I keep the Heart of Iron for a later fight, because we are going to have fights next floor where I can't get the damage together fast enough to take out like enemies that are hitting every turn. And to have the 6 metallicized working consistently rather than what it is now, which is a block of 6.
And you have Orichalcum, which means that it's actually working with Orichalcum, which is huge. You can get 12 block every turn for free. It's absolutely massive. I'm nervous about your phase 2, man. Honestly, I really am. This is the only line that I see to where I can basically guarantee that you'll win. If you don't play Heart of Iron here and you go for the split, or you take the damage without it, I think there is some fair chance that you die. The good news is that this is Ascension 1. You'll get a heal before Act 2. Enemies aren't super ridiculously powerful, and because we're playing co-op, if we need to path you through a bit more conservative act like I had in Act 1, then we can do that.
58. 20. I think I can live going aggressive here. I don't mean to like...
You at the end of the day, I exist to advise. I'm not trying to veto your plays. I'm giving you my fears so that you can triumph through them. It's nice to get non-attacking on this turn. Holy crap.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
That's really friendly. The weakness will be nasty for you, but still, that was really friendly pattern.
Exceedingly.
Are you going split skis?
Yeah, and I'm getting the Feel No Pain down as well. So now all of these random slimes in my deck are defensive. So 7, 5, 5, 5. That is a total of 20. We can take out one of you.
Not bad. Oh, nice to see Blood for Blood available there. That's huge.
Yeah, that was part of my
man.
Part of my reckoning was that the Blood for Blood was very likely to be 1 or 2 cost or 0. Sorry, because I knew I was playing the Hemokinesis next turn. It was either going to be 0 or 1 cost, very likely, before I actually saw it. and I felt pretty comfortable on that. I did get the Hemokinesis at the very top of the next draw pile as well, and that's like, you know, I couldn't have accounted for that as the thing that was going to happen.
One other thing happened here, which is part of the reason I was scared, is that Slime Boss is unique in Act 1 as the only boss with significant non-determinism. And you got 3 out of 4 turns to where the medium rock slime did not attack you.
Mm-hmm.
That is really friendly. So that definitely worked out in your favor. Yeah.
Definitely true. Although when the green slime split, it did attack with both of its halves.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's
which
true.
is
it played aggressive.
Not super.
I think
fun,
that the AI for green is slightly even more aggressive than gray, or at least it has one more attack in the pattern, because it has 2 different attacks, whereas gray only has the one. Nice fight.
Is true. I don't think I want to go with the demon form here. I think brutality for the extra card draw with the things we're doing in the deck. I think we can support that, and it also makes the blood for blood cost less. Puts us in a direction where Rupture is very easy to take.
Fiendfire ain't bad for what it's worth. In fact, it's quite good, but
Definitely
I like the brutality here a lot. Especially with the shivs, right? You're kind of fighting against the shivs. All right, I'm going to get going towards this fight.
Go for it.
Just have to decide what we are upgrading here to survive. The potions make me very confident that we survive. And so that might mean that we want to upgrade the thing which is most useful for next act. Deadly Poison is a really, really dense upgrade, but it's nice to get well-laid plans down. Are we getting a pyramid?
Unfortunately.
Okay. Ooh, okay, but there's some juicy stuff there.
There is some juice involved. I feel a bit bad about the Strike pre-upgrade because I feel like I'm probably going Pandora's. I really want energy, though.
Still really good. Okay. Maybe I do upgrade well-laid here, then. I think that'll be good for this fight, too, to help me with slimes. Over just a damage card, over a Flying Knee, or over Deadly Poison.
Right, so you're banking more heavily on your potion set being the thing that accounts for that.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Fairly straightforward open. Probably playing around getting a big split off of a choke turn.
Mm-hmm.
Taking advantage of whatever we can. Hopefully after a Flying Knee. Happy to hold a cloak. We might be able to get a lot of value out of an attack potion and even save this fire pot for the next act. That's my ideal outcome. I don't know if it'll happen. Oh, I can hold 2 cards too, right? I upgraded that. This is funny. If you've ever watched my stream, and I know you have, the one card in Slay the Spire that eludes me on upgrade is Well-Laid Plans. I have such strong muscle memory on retaining one card that I upgrade this, and it always takes me like 2 or 3 fights to remember that it's upgraded. Oh.
It's the Echo form for me. And it's not its upgrade. It's just I always forget that it's active the turn after I played it.
Makes sense.
How am I supposed to remember it? It happened 4 seconds ago, Teak.
Nobody can remember that, truthfully. Okay, I think we do need to pop this.
Ooh.
Oh. Maybe play Poison Stab Deadly on this turn?
Yeah, right. That ends
That's
up being
8-7.
more damage in the next 2 turns than die.
Well, maybe, right? So if I just play Deadly Poison, that's 5 and then 4 next turn, so we get 9. If we play Poison Stab and Deadly Poison, that's the 6 damage plus 8 and 7 is 15, so a total of 21. But die is 13. 13 plus 5 and 4 being 9 is 22. So it's actually 1 more damage if we're planning to split next turn. If we're not splitting next turn, it's Poison Stab. Yeah. But I actually think there's a good chance that we are splitting next turn.
Ooh.
And then we could do 10 plus 4, 14 damage here versus 5, 10, 14. They're the same. These things are the same.
Oh, hell yeah.
This is good. And as I said, we're fairly defensive, and we can hold all-out attack for post-split, which is really nice.
Good draw.
It was a good draw, wasn't it? It was. This is a good hold. We've got nice energy next turn to be able to take advantage of all these options. Look at all these options.
You got the backflip as well for even more.
Options. I think we might want to pop that to just reduce the chance that all-out attack hits something we really care about. Okay, I'm gonna take this risk.
Yep. Whew.
It's kind. Who do you target first here? Is it gray or green?
It's difficult, right? If I could prevent the weakness, I would target green, but because I can't, I would target gray.
I think so, right?
Because it feels
Where I
like
was leaning to.
if I ever get weakened by that enemy through the rest of the fight, I'm probably going to continue being weakened by green. But if I can stop green from weakening me the first time, sometimes I can prevent it from ever weakening me.
And just stay ahead of the curve. Yeah, no, definitely agree. I wonder if what I'm doing right here is, it's a little weird, but it's Flying Knee, Survivor, Cloak. That's a 14-point block. And then hold the Shiv and the Choke for a huge hit next turn on Spike Slime. And just go for the kill. And then I think we've won. I like that.
Oh, okay.
In fact, it's a winning line. I don't know if it's the best line, but it's certainly a winning line.
No, it's a good one, right? You don't need to stun that target this turn, and instead you can stun a target that otherwise would have been harder to block, which is it's my slime here. Here's stun being just because you split them and they don't attack.
4. I don't have to attack the Spike Slime anymore either, which is great. Like they die in their own.
Hell yeah.
Nice 13-point split. We actually broke the weekend, which is kind of incredible. It's like pretty unexpected.
Definitely not something I thought was going to happen.
I did not think that was coming. Okay.
All right. Rest of that fight clears itself up. So
it does.
I'm gonna go back. I think so one of the problems I'm currently encountering is a classic ironclad problem. What do I do for energy? Because I don't really have access to too much of it just yet. I have a lot of draw.
Yeah.
But I really don't want Ectoplasm to be our solution for that. I've got Smiling Mask.
You know, there was one thing that we saw in the last act, which I'm actually growing on a lot, which is we passed a Bloodletting, and I think the pick was very reasonable, but I saw that pop up on your screen, and I almost said, Bloodletting is incredible now. I think it's really very takeable, and Ironclad is, as you say, energy and draw hungry, right? So because of that, there's a fair chance that you find some of your energy answers in a transform. And I think you can get away with a transform here, like very, very definitely. Because consider, what's the main concern about dropping defends? It's, well, will I not have any way to defend? But you have disarm, metallicize, feel no pain after image. You've got lots, and a power through. You've got lots of ways to produce block, and with potential cards in the Ironclad pool giving you more exhaust, dude, I think you can take this Pandora's. You can always go Astrolabe and cut the difference and just go strike, 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 or strike, strike, defend. But I would take the Pandora's here, especially with your relic bar. You have Grace. You've got really, really strong sustain and mitigation relics.
Let's click the button.
Click the button, baby. Big button. You've got some stuff here. Another blood for blood.
Shrug it off. A spot weakness.
This is a strong upgrade.
Warcry, Exhume, which is just 2 triggers of exhaust as well. This was really good, but now I really desperately want energy from just anything, something, please.
Okay, but you have energy upgrades. Exhume is an energy upgrade, so you can pay fires for energy at this point. Okay, would you like to see my picks?
I would love to. Oh, I feel like this one makes itself known quite easily.
Here's a question for you. Would you like this run to proceed into the next week? Because I do have a backflip and an acrobatics and a well-laid plans plus.
Teak, I'm not doing anything next week.
Struggling to kill enemies in hallways, you know. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. I love it.
So, am I also pushing the button? The defense are more important for me than they were for you, because I have a footwork plus, and outside of my starting cards right now, since I got rid of Afterimage, I've got a cloak and dagger and a backflip. and
Yeah.
I guess the neutralize and the survivor. And it's important for me to be pretty block dense because once I get to grand finale, I win.
Yep.
And so it actually might be really, really good to go Astrolabe here.
All of those are excellent reasons, and I believe you should go Astrolabe 3 strikes.
Okay. Let's do it, baby. Ooh. Oh, it's real good. It's real. We're going to choo choo. We're going to grand finale town, baby. All right. Oh man.
Now it's time to see what we're gonna get decided as a team here. Oh my god.
Which one?
Okay, so we have Big House over here on the left. Team members with the lowest of each resource get a corresponding reward. Everyone will also receive a card draft. So 50 gold, I'll get that because I have the lowest gold out of the two of us. You can
it
see
shows us who gets what now. That's really nice.
That's a really good upgrade for it, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can see Tika's got more than me, so therefore I get the 50 gold. Potions, we're equal, so we both get the potions. You get an extra card draft, I get another card removal. You get a relic, I get an upgrade, and you get max HP. I don't know if that's going to be a random upgrade or chosen upgrade. Like, Tiny House does a random upgrade, but this just says...
is a pretty nice big house, isn't it?
It is pretty nice. Although, Ghost Rider...
I don't know that I want Ghost Rider.
Before we discuss Ghost Rider, I'm just going to quickly tell people what it is.
Oh,
because we abused the hell out of this in the Spy with Friends that went up previously. Hey, you can find that linked in the description down below as well, just in case you end this episode and you're looking for more of it.
It's like he's a professional. It's incredible. It's like he just... I would never... I don't know how you do it. What does it do, Raps? What does it do?
The Ghost Rider at the beginning of battle shuffles up to 2 rare cards from your teammate's deck into your draw pile. So for me, it will give me a single copy of Grand Finale. Note, it says 2 rare cards. Up to 2 rare cards, so it's not 2 copies of the same one. And you would get from me Exhume Brutality,
Barricade, Exhume Brutality after image.
Yeah, okay. That's this isn't for us right now, but it can be used really, really effectively. Like
honestly,
with
if and cycling after image back and forth between us could be really, really, really good. The problem for me is since those are shuffled into my draw, they meaningfully cut into the time that it takes for me to get to grand finale. And so it actually risks up hallway fights for me right now, since a lot of these rares from your deck are pretty slow, right? Like Barricade or Exhume for me is bringing back like shivs. So, dude, I'm all over this big house. But yeah, Ghost Rider, we busted the hell out of Ghost Rider when we were playing on Twitch.
So did it randomly, but it got a metallicize.
Oh my gosh. I took another acro. I got a Darkstone Periapt, which is not like maybe the most exciting thing I could have seen, but we'll take it.
Yeah, definitely. Although, hey, your Necronomechoke is going to be really, really good.
Necronomechoke. Yeah, that's true. Dude.
I do have got a Barricade. I've got copies of Feel No Pain. I've got... It's just...
You could do it. You're drawing.
The energy Teak costs so much.
Listen, you're building a house, okay? But you still have to live in a shack next door. And the shack is on fire. But when you put the fire out and you get to the corrupt heart of your real estate, then consider entrench.
An excellent, well-spoken reason to do so. So now here with the entrench and the grand finale, we are going to be going into the next episode, linked in the description down below. These acts are going to be a little longer, as you might have noticed. So yeah.
I think we did pretty well, though. Honestly, I felt good about the pacing there and we were advising each other while maintaining. That felt really good.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It just does mean that maybe the episodes are going to be a little longer. Just saying, hey, you'll be able to find the link in the description down below to the second act. Hope to see you there.